Sweetie, are you okay? Sweetie, shh. It's okay, I'm here. Shh. You're safe here in my arms. Shh. It's okay. It's okay, I'm here. You okay? See? I'm here, you're safe. We are in our house, on our cozy bed, sleeping together. Shh. It's okay. You can cry. It's okay, let me just cuddle you close. Shh. Don't apologize, it's not your fault. You want to talk about it? No? Oh, it's okay. I know you're scared, but you don't have to be scared, okay? You know I'm here with you, right? You want me to tell you a bedtime story? Yes, sure, I can tell you a bedtime story. But first, I need you to close your pretty little eyes from me, okay? Alright, that's my goal. Okay, you ready? Once upon a time, in a farewell land, there was a little kingdom ruled by King Cole, who had two queens. The queens had opposite personalities. The eldest, Queen Anna, was kind, generous, and loved the king wholeheartedly, and in turn was loved by the people. The younger, Queen Eva, had youth and beauty. She only cared for herself, her dresses, and was oftentimes forgotten by the people. One day, Queen Anna was about to give birth to the next royal heir. King Cole was very happy knowing that he finally had an heir for his kingdom and his dynasty. Queen Eva was very jealous of her sister queen, so she decided to learn dark magic. It took her 9 months to perfect the art. On the same day, Queen Eva succeeded in learning the dark arts. Queen Anna gave birth to a young prince. His skin was bright and his hair brown. He was the most adorable child that the royal couple had ever seen in their life. They named him Prince Edward. Prince Edward grew to be tall and handsome young man. He was known as the god of archery and famed for being multi-talented. King Cole was very proud of his son. One day, King Cole and Queen Anna had to go on a journey for a wedding from a neighboring kingdom. To their shock, on their way to another kingdom, a storm broke and sank the royal ship and its crew. Citizens of their kingdom were shocked as soon as they heard the tragic news about the good king and queen. However, the throne could not lay empty for too long, and after the mourning period, they crowned Queen Eva as their ruler to be sovereign until Prince Edward was old enough to succeed. Queen Eva was very satisfied with the results. She now had all the power that she had always wanted. She spent a few years pretending to care for Prince Edward to keep the people happy, and he was none the wiser that his stepmother inwardly hated him. One day, the young prince went hunting with his crew. On the way, they passed the shores of a vast ocean. The young prince decided to have a rest for a while. After resting for an hour, the prince was awakened by a sweet humming sound coming from the sea. He was curious about who was making it, so he followed the soft tune as he walked near the rocks. He saw a beautiful young woman with flowing golden tresses. At first, He thought she was a human, but then noticed her tail and realized she was a mermaid. The prince tried to call out to her, but after staring at him for a few seconds, she swam away as soon as he neared. Prince Edward was very disappointed. He wanted to hear that beautiful singing again. He wanted to admire her golden hair and bright green eyes longer. When he returned to his palace, all he could think of was her. Day passed and he realized that he had fallen in love with a mermaid. He tried to forget about it, but he couldn't let go of the beautiful voice that he heard nor her face. Thinking quickly, she offered him a potion that would turn him into a mermaid for 3 days, and during that period, he would get to swim within the ocean and search for her. As for payment, he had to give up his charming face. At first, Prince Edward hesitated, but his love was so blind that he accepted the offer. He rushed to the ocean shore and drank the potion that he jumped into the waters. As soon as he went in, his legs were bonded together and became a fin. At first, he struggled, but then soon after he was swimming through the depths and daydreaming about his first moment with her. As he swam into the deep, he discovered a huge gay city. He knocked on the door and there were 2 mermaid guards. They let him in since he looks like a mermaid. He swam all around the city to find the love of his life. He kept swimming far and wide but still could not find his love. And finally, just as he was about to give up and return to the shore, he heard a familiar humming coming from within the palace. Getting excited, he swam towards the west side of the palace and finally found her. The mermaid turned out to be the princess of this underwater city. And at first, when he explained he was the same man she saw near the rocks a few days ago, she didn't believe him because he no longer had his charming face. Princess Melody, as she was called by her people, had indeed fallen for the prince she had seen at the shores, but the man she saw now looked much different. However, the princess had a feeling that he was telling the truth, and so she did not turn him away and kindly allowed him to stay in the palace for a while. Despite his new face, the princess enjoyed his company and the two got along well. However, one night before the week could end, the evil queen set in motion the second part of her plan. Using her dark magic, she swam through the sea and located the mermaid city that she had already known existed. In fact, the moment the prince had told her that he had fallen for a mermaid, Queen Eva had known it was a woman from the underwater city. That night, Queen Eva cursed the whole city to fall into a deep sleep and thought she had taken care of the prince by doing so. What she did not realize was the prince had gone beyond the borders of the city that night to find a pearl for the princess. In his absence, the queen took the listless body of Princess Melody back to her own kingdom on the land and enhanced her into a human with no memory of the prince nor her love for him. When the prince returned to the mermaid city with a pocket full of pearls to give, sadly he found the city was in a deep sleep and the princess nowhere to be seen. Realizing the potion he had taken would wear off soon, he was forced to return to the surface, and so he returned to his palace with a glum and burdened heart. Prince Edward turned back into his human form as soon as he stepped out of the water. He was very sad that he couldn't confess his love to the princess. He came back to the palace to greet his stepmother, but on his way found all his people, guards, knights, and maids turned to stone as if a dark curse was upon them. What he did not know that the mermaid princess had some memory left, and seeing the evil queen plan his death and harm the people she had tried to stop her, the queen had lashed out and turned the whole kingdom into stone statue in anger, but the spell had backfired onto her as well. Prince Edward rushed toward his place and found in the throne room his love, frozen in place with her arms in the air, trying to push Queen Eva away and face set in fear. The broken form of Queen Eva lay across the marble floor, and he was able to piece together what had happened. His princess must have pushed the queen as she cursed the lance, and in the struggle Queen Eva had turned to stone and broken with the impact. The prince ran towards his love, tears rolling down to his cheeks, seeing that she had turned into stone along with the people of his kingdom. A weeping Prince Edward hugged the statue and cried on her shoulder. He tried to release the curse by looking through his stepmother's old books and notes, but he found nothing. He kept trying and trying, but no result to be found. So, all he could do was to stare at the statue and admire the beauty of his lovely princess. The prince was staring at the statue for so long that he noticed that the heart and the lips of the statue were actually moving slightly. He touched the lips of the statue and found out that they were still soft and warm. Instinctively, he kissed the statue, and to his amazement, her fingers started to move and bright green eyes opened wide. The princess' body went soft as she collapsed into Prince Edward's arms. The prince was very happy that his love finally came alive. Now awake, the princess realized what the queen had done. Princess Melody took the prince's hand and ran back to her city underwater. There, she took a shiny crystal from a giant seashell at the top of her throne. She waved the crystal around and bright blue beams ran across the city and ocean, breaking the curse upon both their kingdoms. The royal couple were very relieved. After his coronation as King Edward, he united both his and Mermaid Kingdom. The couple celebrated their wedding on the shore. Citizens and rulers from theirs and other kingdoms came to wish them well. And so they lived happily ever after. The end. Sweetie, are you sleeping? You want me to sing you to sleep? Yes, I can do that. Just close your eyes, okay? Listen to my voice. You ready? Where the north wind meets the sea, there's a river full of memory. Sleep, my darling, safe and sound, for in this river all is found. In her waters, deep and true, lie the answers and a path for you. Dive down deep into her sound, but not too far or you'll be drowned. Good night. I love you.